Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you and welcome to our 25th birthday, more officially known as the 25th CSTPV Anniversary Symposium. My role now is simply to hand over to the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of St Andrews, Professor Sally Mapstone.
Thank you, Tim. Good morning, everybody. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the Handa Centre for the Study of Terrorism and Political Violence 25th Anniversary Symposium, entitled, as you know, Terrorism, Its Past, Present and Future Study. Handa CSTPV is, as you also know, Europe's oldest research centre committed to the study of terrorism. It is also amongst the most pioneering and impactful centres in the world. The capacity for a research centre to succeed and thrive over a quarter of a century is only possible with strong leadership and expert planning. And I would like to begin by welcoming to this conference a number of special guests responsible for its ongoing success. I should like first to welcome Professor Bruce Hoffman, who is modestly sitting at the back of the room, who co-founded CSTPV in 1994 and who subsequently served as its first director. Bruce joins us in multiple capacities today. He is our honoured guest as a founding partner of the Centre. He will partake in a session tomorrow as part of a panel chaired by Sir David Vanness, entitled Looking Forward and Back. And this evening, Bruce will deliver the 7th University of St Andrews Carnegie Lecture, entitled Terrorism's Terrible Price, the Assassination of Lord Moyne and Palestine's Lost Opportunity for Peace. The highly prestigious Carnegie Lectures are a hallmark of our academic calendar and are widely attended by both staff and students. You're all very welcome to join the event tonight, of course. I speak on behalf of everyone here when I thank Bruce for his fulsome engagement, not only with this week's events, but with the university in his various roles over the past 2.5 decades. We're fortunate today to have nearly all the previous directors of the Centre with us for this symposium, and I should like to welcome Dr. Magnus Ranstorp, Professor Emeritus Alex Schmidt, Professor Max Taylor, and Professor Richard English to today's proceedings. My warmest welcome goes out too, of course, to the present director, Dr. Tim Wilson, who has led Handa CSTPV admirably since assuming the post in 2016, and who is responsible for ensuring that it continues to succeed for the next 25 years. I would like to take a moment to recognise also an absent friend who's been so important in the Centre's history, but who is no longer with us. I'm thinking, of course, of Professor Paul Wilkinson, co-founder and director of CSTPV from 1994 to 2001, and later chair of the advisory board from 2001 to 2007. Paul served as the first chair in the School of International Relations at the University of St Andrews in 1979, where he later served from 1989 to 1994 as director of an early precursor to CSTPV, the Research Institute for the Study of Conflict and Terrorism. In his later life, Paul was appointed emeritus professor at the university, and his expertise was externally recognized with a CBE in the 2009 New Year's Honours List. Paul passed away in 2011, and his absence is strongly felt here today. But I know that he would take great pride and pleasure in seeing the present success of CSTPV after 25 years, and that there is no finer way to honour his memory than to contribute to its future. Another individual who cannot join us today, but to whom we all owe our gratitude, is the Centre's honourable namesake, Haruhisa Handa, whose exceptionally generous philanthropic support has enabled much of the growth and expansion that has made Handa CSTPV the world-leading centre that it is today. I know Dr. Handa will be very interested to hear how this week's symposium has gone. However, the Centre for the Study of Terrorism and Political Violence was not always so positively viewed. When it was founded in 1994, it was, in the words of its present director, seen as a Cinderella subject, in that it did not always solicit serious attention or respect from either policy members or fellow academics. The success of the Centre has since proved that it is more than worthy of both, and Handa CSTPV now boasts a global network of research collaborations, and the research it enables impacts governments and policy design the world over. In order to accommodate this influence, the Centre has had to grow. It is at present home to 8 full-time academic staff members who are supported by 2 administrative staff. Its residential master's program has 19 full-time students, and the Centre supports 16 doctoral students in partnership with the wider School of International Relations. Perhaps even more telling as to the global relevance and popularity of the Centre is the success of its distance programs. The online master's program currently educates 138 students, while the Certificate in Terrorism Studies program, operated in partnership with Connect 365, teaches 1,250 students. Indeed, providing opportunities for alternative learning pathways is one of the areas in which Handa CSTPV truly excels and is world-leading. This semester, the Centre launched the Professional Doctorate in International Relations, a doctoral qualification that maintains a rigorous academic standard while accommodating the flexibility required by professionals working towards the qualification part-time. When viewed as a whole, the distance learning programs offered by Handa CSTPV have constructed a unique integrated learning journey for non-traditional and distance students, whereby they can begin with the sub-honours level certificate and progress through to doctoral level. Academic accomplishment is something in which the Centre and its researchers can take great pride, but it is hugely significant and meaningful that these same researchers strive to share this knowledge with students as widely as possible. So I do wish particularly to congratulate the Centre on all this heartening and important work. The events of today and tomorrow provide us with the unique opportunity to celebrate the history of Handa CSTPV, and it is terrific that so many former students have gathered here from across the world for this occasion. So too has the conference assembled elite talent from across the field of terrorism studies, and I warmly welcome all of you to St Andrews this morning. The success of this conference in encouraging you all to return to St Andrews or even to visit for the first time, and I hasten to say that the weather isn't quite always like this, reflects the affection and respect with which Handa CSTPV is viewed, and the loyalty that it inspires amongst staff, alumni, and peers, both past and present. So while our shared history may encourage nostalgia, the Centre and its work also inspire us to look to the future. Terrorism is one of the most pressing moral challenges facing democratic governments and their policymakers in the 21st century. The Centre has a great and direct capacity to influence government policy across the world, but so too does it have the responsibility to speak truth to power and to challenge democratic governments where core values and morals are quashed. In a subject area that can be known for its fickleness, CSTPV takes the long-term view and strategizes for the future. And in a field too often dominated by alarmism, it believes in the power of sober inquiry and evidence-based argument. CSTPV has flourished because of its boldness, its integrity, the commitment to the pursuit of knowledge found amongst its academics, and their desire to share their knowledge with the public and with organizations across the globe. The people in this room are those who will ensure that the Centre stays true to these values while embracing the challenges and opportunities of the next 25 years. I have every confidence that Handa CSTPV will continue to excel. Thank you.